Hi again, people. I got a couple. That's just some bleach. I keep a spray bottle with bleach, and then I spray the horse's water trough or the bucket. That's where I keep the water for the rabbit. And I spray it in there, and then that keeps the mold and algae down. Then I'll rinse it out and use it. I do that to water buckets. Sometimes I'll put bleach in there and wash the horse eat toys. That's just going through some of my projects here. This is a man, you got a gas can and you don't have one of these suckers on it, it takes forever to pour the gas out. So I just drilled a hole, order these online, and then you snap them in there. And now it's got a breather and a vent, so when I pour, then of course all the new gas cans got that crappy crap that you can't unscrew. You got to squeeze, hold, do a tap dance, and juggle just to get the gas out. So I think I found this one on a roadway, and they had just drilled a screw through there. So I took the screw out, drilled a hole, and put one of those in there. I wouldn't have put it that low, because if I fill it up, it puts pressure, and I like to put them on top. But whoever lost this on the highway put a screw in there, and they'd unscrew the screw to vent it. It looks like it's cracked there, but it holds gas, so shit, I use it. But anyway, you can order these free flow things. They fit most standards. They won't ship them to California because of all the regulations. But if somebody really wants them, and I'm sure you can find somebody in another state to buy them. But it keeps a little cap here. It's more flexible. You don't have all the squeezed shit twist to where you waste half the gas. Like I said, liberals always cause what they claim to create. They claim that all this gas crap, keeps you safe and stops environment. You end up spilling half your damn gas. You can't get it out because of their stupid shit. But anyway, so I'm working on a Harley. I went on a ride this weekend, and as I'm going, I came back, and what did I have to do? Oh, one of my lights was out on my, I thought I could go down to 1.5, but it's not letting me go down. So one of my lights was, one of these little lights were out. And, of course, Harley wanted $220 to replace it. I'm like, are you kidding me? And the bulb costs, shit. Here's a little bulb. I think it costs $1.49 or some shit. Hang on, I got the receipt here. What that damn thing costs. Oh yeah, that's the bumper thing. And the bulb. 2 bulbs. $4.30 each. So $4.30, and then they want freaking $220 to replace it because they have to pull the fairing off, which I gotta admit was kind of a pain in the ass. And then you get back here and you get the little bulb. Well, since I had it out, all the wires, whoever did the wiring, the guy changed, whoever I bought this from changed this. So this box was like flapping, and my wires were all hanging, and there was shit flopping. So I went in here and I kind of taped up and zip tied and got my wires to where they're a little bit straighter, to where there's not all this, flapping around. These go to my headlights and the fairing once I put it on. But they put this box when they put the aftermarket on here, and these speakers don't fit, so the speaker just kind of like comes off and is hanging. So he puts some sort of metal bar here to hold this, and over time it has gotten loose. So I've got to pull this out in order to get this. That's the one that was burnt out. Probably this thing banging on it probably fractured it to burn it out. So I have 4 lights, and I just ordered the LED blues. So hopefully they don't burn out for a long time, and I won't have to do this again. But since I had this off, went ahead and cleaned it up and kind of got my wires. I hate having wires dangling and flapping. I mean, it just looked like a mess. This one even had like a little hot wire, kind of not really hot because there's nothing plugged in, but I don't know where this goes to. I didn't trace it, but it had a little wire hanging out. So if that's running around and grounding out or hitting something, I was just like, Jesus, man. And I'm not really like, a wiring electrician dude, but dude, that shit just looked like crap. So I, of course, while I'm getting on that, I had a rear shifter, the same bar I had here. And during the ride, one of the guys behind me go, dude, did you see that metal piece almost hit you, man? It landed right behind you. It come off that car. And I go, shit, I didn't even see it fly by my head. Well, it didn't fly by my head. That was this freaking rear shifter that came off. So now I'm taking these off and putting some damn Loctite on there to put that back on. And then I pulled the side off because I pulled the box. I forgot where I pulled this. These little covers go right here. But I had the fairing off, so I cleaned the inside of fairing because it looked like crap too. And then I got my seat, and then I got my 2 saddlebags off. And I'm not sure why I had to pull them off, but I was doing something of my wiring. Oh, my antenna wasn't working. So this little thing back here had rattled loose. And so I had to tighten that back up for the antenna. And maybe that's why I wasn't getting shit reception on my radio. So I had it off, so I went ahead and put some polish on this and the rim here, because I don't normally get in here, so it was all dirty. But when I pulled this cover off, this thing was just covered in this type of white chalk everywhere. And I'm like, damn, why would Harley freaking not put a damn lid on that? So as I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, there's a little clamp right there. And there's a couple clamps there. And that's not how the side panel gets hold on these 3 things. And usually on any of my rubber, I put this 303. It's supposed to be pretty good for your rubber stuff, like your hoses and under your hood and all that. It keeps rubber from rotting out, keeps it flexible. And this is kind of, you know, a little pin goes in there and catches. A little male prong goes in a female there. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. They may make this a sex video. But anyway, it goes in there and it holds it. So there's 3 of those. And that holds the side panel on. So I'm like, damn, how can that be? So I get online, I start looking. I'm like, man, all this dust can't be good. I said, I bet you there was a freaking cover. So I call Harley, and of course they go, man, I don't know. I can't find it. It doesn't show it. And like, 30 minutes later, like, oh, I found it. Yeah, it is supposed to have a cover. I go, shit. I figured maybe $5, $10. Freaking $50 for a damn cover. Are you kidding me? But my other option is I was going to put a plastic bag over this and kind of just tape it in there, because it's covered by this piece right here. One of these 2 fits right there. And it is covered, but it's just a cover. All dust and dirt and everything gets back underneath there. And I don't want all that. And since this is undone, I think I'm going to end up pulling out these fuses and putting a little grease on each fuse and pull it back in there in case there's dirt in there that's messing anything up. But anyway, so I went ahead and I bit the bullet. I hate it. I ordered the damn cover. I swear to God, these Harleys will nickel and dime you. Freaking, they're almost as bad as a horse. The only problem with this, at least I can park it and leave it in the garage. I don't have to feed it every day and water it and take it to the vet. But taking it to the Harley shop, might as well be taking it to the damn vet. So anyway, what the hell else did I find? Shit, I found something else when oh yeah, that's, the original thing is this piece, the little spring here, broke. And in order to get to this, you have to undo it from the back side. So you got to pull the fairing off to fix this. So when I pulled this off, I go, shit, I got it off. I might as well replace the damn light that's burnt out. And then I was like, you know what? Let me get rid of all these freaking little hot bulbs, and I'll get me some LEDs. Somebody was saying if you change the LEDs, if your instrument panel fogs up when it's cold, it's because that LED creates heat in there, or not the non-LED. What are that? Shit, I can't think of the damn name. Candlescent, whatever the hell it is. The one that heats up, it causes the condensation. So I'm not changing these 2, but I'm going to change these 4. And I went ahead and got blue to see what it looks like. And they're pretty cheap. I think I got 10 blues for, I don't know, $9. They're LEDs. They're supposed to be brighter. They're not going to burn out. They're going to last longer. And I can use a couple in my license plate light or anything on the truck. They're just that universal. I think T10 is what they call it. So, oh yeah, another thing my buddy who I was riding with didn't like these, so I got those from him and I put it on my bike because I like resting my foot when I'm riding right here. And some people don't like them. I do. If I really get lazy, I put it all the way up there, just hang out there. But anyway, so this cover over here, you can tell the dust and the dirt. That's kind of what the fuse box was getting. All this, see, I haven't wiped this down. It just gets freaking a mess. And so I don't know, somebody's going to tell me I probably don't need it and I should have left it or whatever, but I probably could have made some little clamp cover, probably cut out a milk jug and just cut it to shape and shoved it in there. But shit, you know what? I'm like, I don't want this getting all dusty and dirty. And then next thing you know, the fuses don't work or they short out, or I just didn't want to mess with it. This thing kind of bugging me too. Whoever put this little wire, I don't even know what the hell this is, but it's flopping around, it's bugging me. So I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try and tighten this up. After I get my lid, I gotta wait for my lid. And then, but I can do this later. I can put the fairing back once my lights come. I'm waiting for the lights to come in. Once the lights come in, I'm gonna put the fairing back on, and then that's the main part. So at least I can drive it if I need to drive it. And then I had to order this piece, which wasn't too bad. It was 20 bucks. So this little piece right here fits backwards. It's called a hill shifter. So instead of just putting my foot underneath here or on top to change gears, I can just put my foot back and, you know, downshift when I go up. If I press down on the back, it's just sometimes easier to hit the hill. I like a little hill shifter. Some people don't like them. But anyway, when this thing came off, I noticed this was extremely loose and was going back and forth like an inch, so I had to tighten that up. So I'm going to put some blue Loctite on there. I was going to put red, but it says you can't break it. It makes it permanent. I didn't think red made it permanent. I just thought it made it hard. But when I was reading the descriptions on it, it said it made it permanent. So I was like, shit, I don't want to freaking make it permanent. Then I can't ever remove it if it breaks or something. Oh, shit. So anyway, that's those are my projects. Of course, the guy who did this, he put these stereos back here, which I disconnected because it was just wired like a freaking mess. So I disconnected it. I got these two speakers back here that I don't even use, but he drilled he just cut a square hole in the bag. So I just shoved a little rubber grommet in there. On this one, he had a wire running through, and I shoved a little rubber grommet in there. Where's my little rubber grommet bag? It's this little thing. You got this, and I had all my little rubber grommets, and I went, oh, there's some little plugs in there. So I found one that would fit, and I just shoved those in. So anyway, that's my projects out here. I just heard Cornyn talking about the 302 for Facebook and YouTube censoring everybody. And they said, he's like, I don't think we need to have legislation by lawsuits. I'm like, you freaking idiot. Of course we need lawsuits. That's the only thing companies will respect. They don't respect your dumb ass because you don't have to deal with the censorship every day. Man, I can't wait for YouTube. I'm working on a search warrant for YouTube for other people that I'm going to put out there in case somebody wants to, in case they do sue YouTube for something. I'm going to do a search warrant for what you want to ask for, like all user logs, all people that made complaints, all people that had access to the account. Usually when you do search warrants, especially for banks or papers, you put, this is a search warrant for all records and documents pertaining to account number, blah, blah, blah. This to include but not limited to, and then you list certain things that you want, because otherwise these companies, because they're not getting paid for it, they got to do all this on their own. They'll take shortcuts and they will start, well, we'll just leave that off. And they didn't really list that. So I'm making a good comprehensive list of all people that access to account, all throttling measures, screenshots of all videos of this account, any changes that were made, all people that had access, contact information. So I'm going to put all that in a big list. So if anybody or any attorney out there sues and they want, because attorneys don't write search warrants, but they do subpoenas. So they can just copy and paste this. If YouTube will leave it up and doesn't remove it, it'll back up to Bitchute when I put it up. But anyway, that's my rope for my repelling. When the hell I'm going to get to that. And I had my leathers out because it was freaking nippy. It was like 60, man. And you're going down a highway at 80 or 90. It's freaking nippy. So I still have all my repelling crap that I'm working on. And you can tell all the zip ties I put on the front there. I've been clipping shit left and right. Because oh yeah, let me do this. I was at Buck's the other day, and he had some of this Browning 12 gauge, 1,600 feet per second. It's a 1 ounce slug, and it's all copper. Woo, doggies. Copper slug. And what is it, polymer tipped? It looks pretty bad. So I figured, you know what? Slugs is like, I'm telling you, if you can't afford a 50 caliber, that's why when these idiot liberals talk about outlawing a 50 caliber because it's too bad, you get you a shotgun with a damn slug round, and it don't play. It'll kick like a mule, but 1,600 feet per second. Dude, this bad boy, this thing doesn't want to really focus on here, does it? Come on. Give me a good focus shot. Rick, you're too close. All right, whatever. I'm trying to get you a nice little shot of this round here. I think it's focusing on my hand or... Anyway, looks like a pretty cool round. Haven't shot it yet, but a little pricey, not too bad. 14 bucks for 5 rounds. Slugs are a just fantastic equalizer. So, you know, that's why some people say, if I could only have one gun, would it be an AR or a shotgun? Shotguns are relatively cheap. I like the 1100 because it's semi-automatic. It makes the liberals upset because they don't know the difference between semi-automatic and automatic. And I don't have to pump. I don't have to do anything. And you put a magazine extension on 1100 Remington and you get 8-9 rounds of shotgun. And you can get some double-aught buck. You can get some birdshot. You can get some slugs. I mean, it's just a very versatile gun. So, or I'll call it a rifle because someone will be here. It's not a gun. It's a rifle. And you, shut up, you freaking crybaby. Somebody turn me on that shit. I ordered, I needed like a T something. T27 or 25, some shit, and I didn't have all the T wrenches, so I went to Harbor Freight for like $6 and got 3 of these. One was T, one was hex, and then one was something else. I call these a star, but I think they're technically called a T, whatever. So when I get something like this, I always take these apart and I wipe them all down with oil, and usually I just use 3-in-1, but I couldn't find my 3-in-1. Found my damn cap. I can't find a bottle. I laid it out here somewhere, and I'm like, where the hell is it? And I have looked everywhere, and I'm like, how the hell do I lose a bottle that size in this garage? I mean, it's not like it's just nowhere to be found. So anyway, because I didn't find my 3-in-1, I used this AFC 50, which is pretty good. And when I took it apart and wiped it down, you should have seen, still have the, man, you should have seen the cloth I wiped it off. There was so much brown and rust. Even though they were new and they didn't look rusty, but now they have a good coat of that 50 and they're not going to rust because these traditionally tend to rust. I can also put these on a little bit tighter. Now, they use blue Loctite when they put it on because I can see it. But I didn't put any Loctite, and it's not like I use these every day, but I don't like them. I hate when I pull them out and they're rusty. So what the hell else? I think that's it for my projects. If you got safety glasses, I'm telling you, you got to get that Plexus. That shit is freaking great. I don't know where it's at. Hell. Anyway, let me end that there. I don't know. Well, I'm 17 minutes. Shit. So the Harley looks like shit right now. I know somebody's going to be like, damn, man, that thing looks like shit. Well, I kind of got it apart. I'm kind of doing some cleaning and some checking and some wiring, and all this wires was freaking from that damn stereo ragtag job he had. Freaking, I mean, I don't even know what the hell's underneath here. What he disconnected or what should be. I know I got loose wires. There's freaking this plug. There's these little guys that were freaking flopping around. I'm like, what the hell are these going to? Then there's these guys flopping around. I'm like, what the hell? Who was? I mean, the whole thing to me is just freaking monkey wired. It's bullshit. But anyway, I'll put my damn plugs on there. Oh, something else I ordered on Amazon is, I was told, you know, that stuff that you, it's called like soundproofing. You can order it to take away noise. I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on the fairing. They say if you put that on a fairing, it stops the reverberation of the wind hitting. It makes the motorcycle quieter. Plus, your speakers, instead of going in here with all the vibration, it will create like a cone in here to where the sound will come out better. So I think it was $20 for, I don't know, 15 feet square. It's I'll try to slide in a picture if I can. I ordered it on Amazon, this, whatever it is called. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, it's like soundproofing or something like that to lessen the sound. I don't care about my bags, but for the front part, it might make it quieter. Because, you know, all this is pretty, people don't know what a fairing is. It's just kind of plastic. So this vibrates, and then the other part, the front part, when you're doing this vibrates. So as that wind's hitting this, it creates a lot of noise. And that thing, supposedly, I'll put these sheets that I glued, they come with adhesive. You just pull them off, and it's like a thin piece of foam, and it goes in there. And I think it's covered in silver, so it's like a heat shield too, but there's really no heat up there. But it just dampens it. If you do your whole truck, supposedly, man, it makes your car really light. But I think they want, you know, $600-800 to maybe even $1,000 to do your car. But if you want to reduce the noise, I heard it works freaking great. So I'm going to try it on fairing, see if it reduces some of my noise. So those are my projects, and shit, we'll end that there. Y'all have a good one. Oh, did I talk about Corning? About his dumbass not wanting to freaking take away 302 from those companies? Oh, that irritates me. He's a freaking idiot. That's why I hate career politicians. He don't give a shit about 302. He don't give a shit about what the companies. He don't care about freedom. He's up there. I just got reelected. I played the same damn card that I played for the last 20 freaking years. Elect me or the liberals will take over. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. You gotta vote party. Otherwise, this is really important. You know what? I ain't voting for his ass again either. Anyway, we'll end that there. Y'all have a good one.